Violence has touched all of our lives in one way or another.
Tragically and unfortunately, the reasons we're standing together today on December the 6th are as relevant as ever.
The Premier and the Mayor marked the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women today at Women's College Hospital. They paid tribute to the 14 women murdered at L'École Polytechnique back in 1989 simply because they were female. They also acknowledged the murder of Toronto physician Alana Fric-Shamji, whose body was found in a suitcase last week. Her husband is charged in her death. Let's head back out to Shannon Martin at the U of T Candlelight Vigil being held tonight. And Shannon, an important part of this violence, a prevention of violence against women, is just that, prevention.
That's right, Dwight, and it is the National Day of Remembrance, but it's also a day of action against violence against women. And earlier today, I had a chance to speak to a youth facilitator. He works directly with young people, young women and men together, and he said it's critical to bring them together to talk about healthy relationships. Here's more from our interview.
The teen healthy relationship programs that the Canadian Women's Foundation funds are really geared towards, targeted at all genders, and it's important that everybody's on board with what constitutes a healthy relationship so that everybody can have them. We know that roughly 1 in 3 boys is growing up with physicalized violence in the home, and so that means that potentially those patterns of behavior could repeat in relationships which start in teenage years.
You went from a youth facilitator to working with White Ribbon.
Yes.
What can you tell us about White Ribbon?
Well, White Ribbon is the world's largest network of men and boys engaging to end violence against women and girls. So when I go out to work with youth in a school setting, doing a workshop or speeches, I'm working from the strengths-based approach where they are role models to other men and boys, and that they can make a difference and change things in the world.
It's got to be empowering for them.
I hope so, yes. I hope so. I've walked down hallways and I've actually heard youth speaking out against violence and saying, hey, it's not cool to say that. You can't say that about her. So, you know, for me as a man doing this work in the field, I feel really inspired on a daily basis when I see the change happening. And I'll often say to youth, your generation is it. Your generation is the generation that's going to change and end violence against women and girls.
And Dwight, you're looking now live at the vigil, and it's fitting. You can see there are some very young people there. This is expected to go until at least 7 o'clock tonight, more speeches, and I think it speaks volumes. Given the weather, it is miserable, wet and cold out here, and there is a large group of people wanting to stand together tonight and send that message of hope.
Generational change needed. Thank you, Shannon.